Okay, so October was an interesting month. I got a tremendous amount of work done in October, specifically surrounding the idea, the concept, the project of Inktober. So it's been about a week now, and I was going back through and looking all through the pieces and seeing, what am I gonna do with all this stuff? What is any of this worth if I can't do something else with it? And if I'm thinking that, I'm sure you're probably thinking that too. Granted, of course, you had to have done Inktober, but if you did Inktober, maybe you're thinking the same thing too. So let's talk about that. Let's go. You wanna know what's crazy? It's like 78 degrees outside here in Southern California, and here in the studio, it's probably more like 48. I'm literally putting on my sweatshirt just to be here in the studio. Okay, maybe 48 is a bit of an exaggeration. Maybe it's more like 52, but still. What's going on, everybody? My name is Dave Connery, and I'm an artist designer based in Southern California, and you're here to hear me talk about Inktober. I had a great time for the most part. It wasn't perfect, but my goal was to do one thing. And that one thing was to learn how to be better at Procreate. I had just got my iPad, and instead of me drawing things on pieces of paper and stuff, I decided I was just going to draw with Procreate on my brand new iPad. And it turned out really good. There was also this cool aspect that when I shared what I was doing with other people, lots of other people joined in with me, and so that was rad too. A lot of first timers, a lot of people who'd never done it before, people that wouldn't consider themselves drawers, illustrators, whatever. They're not those types of people, but yet they did it anyway. And some of them made it all the way through and some of them didn't, but it was, I think it was a really good journey for a lot of people, and I think that there's probably now people that got to the end of that and they said to themselves, what do we do now? What do I do with all this stuff that I've made? So that's what we're going to talk about today, but not before I say, hey, welcome to the channel if you're new here. I appreciate you stopping in. If you're not new here and you're just here because you've seen this video before, cool, make sure you hit the like button. If you're new here, make sure you hit the like button. And just to give you a little primer, I'm Dave and I make things. And I share why I make them, how I make them, where I sell them, and how, and all the other stuff that goes around that. So if that's something you're into, maybe hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell button so you never miss any one of my videos. And then if you think I might be right for somebody else you know, share this with your homies. Oh, also, if you're brand new here and you normally watch videos at like 2 times or 2.5 times, you may want to slow that down a little. I tend to talk a little fast. Let's talk about my personal Inktober journey. It started out a little bit rough. It started out a little, well, it's rough in terms of my work. As I started to get more acquainted with the program and get a little bit more fluid with it, like things really started to progress. And I was doing some really clean work. Clean in terms of, if you look at that piece back there, it wasn't like that at all. Super clean, more illustrative in nature, and that was cool, but there was a certain point about halfway through, maybe 2/3 of the way through, I realized that, like, look, I think it's time for me to push the envelope a little bit, to put a little bit of that into the machine. I made some really cool pieces that will probably be long-standing things for me. They'll become something else. That's what I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about, is that what am I doing? What should you be doing with all this stuff that you have now that you have it? This is 12 things that you can be doing with your Inktober stuff today. So I've broken this list down into non-money making and money making things. People may not even be in the entrepreneurial aspect, but they want to know what they can do with this stuff that they have in their hands. And it's just pieces of paper maybe sitting on the desk and they're like, what do I do with it now? Just want to let you know that there's things you can do with it and you don't necessarily have to sell it, and that's okay. Number 1. Give them away. You have Christmas and other holidays coming up. You've got all kinds of opportunities to say, hey, look, I did this thing. It's not something I normally do. Make them just like creative Christmas cards, maybe. You could do that even. Give it away to somebody. Make their day brighter because they got something handmade by you. Don't judge the work. Have fun with it. Share it with your best friends, family members, kids, your parents. Number 2, decorate your home. You can get the ones that you like the most, the ones that you feel the best about, put them in some frames, put them up. Like, that's a reminder to yourself about the creative thing you did. Whether it's something you continue to do or it's just something that you enjoyed in that moment. I had a couple of friends who were doing things with their kids. Maybe you could do a top and bottom where it's like, here's my kid, here's mine. We had a great time. Number 3, take the whole thing and put them into a journal. Make a book of just all those things. Put a piece in there and then write some stuff down about it. Put another piece, write another handwritten note, kind of the feeling that you had while you were making this and what you felt and what you were thinking. Maybe write some poems, put some stuff in there. Doesn't matter what you put in it. Journal, it's your thing. You do what you want. Keep it together in a book so that you have that as an archive to yourself for whatever you decide to do next. Even if it's just to like, hey, remember that time I did that thing and Dave told me I could do it? Well, I'm telling you could do it, so you should go do that if that's what you want to do. Number 4, if you have a blog, document the whole process. You can do one big post, you can do a couple of posts, you could document every single thing, and just like the journal, document it digitally, saying this is what I was thinking when I did this prompt. When I did the prompt that was fish, I decided to do this, but then there was the other one that was buddy, and that was, it does it. Just write it all down and put it up there for the world to see. Express yourself to the internets, and maybe some people come by and say, hey, do you still have that one available? Because I might want to buy it. Could happen. Number 5, take them, put them together in an envelope or a box, and just kind of stash them away somewhere. Hopefully, between now and next year, you're still drawing, you're still making, you're still feeling good about this. And then when October comes around next year and you say, I'm gonna do Inktober again, you pull them out of there, you compare it to the work that you're doing now, it's like, oh my gosh, I've come so far. It's a good way to give yourself some perspective, and that way you know, it's always something you have, and then you can do something with it then, or you can, I don't know, do whatever you want with it. Maybe put it back in a box or throw it away. I don't know, it's up to you at that point. Give it all away as gifts, give it to your local charity, donate it to the Goodwill or wherever. Do whatever you want with it, but that way you have that archive so that you can say like, oh my gosh, look at how far I've come. Okay, these are the money-making ones. Number 6, make stickers. Let me show you. I don't have them all yet, but this one wasn't actually an Inktober one. I made it just prior to Inktober. With knowing that the first prompt for Inktober was fish, I made this one, call it Ridiculous Fish. It's not gonna come into focus. This one was numbered day 5 or 6 or something, radio, and that was really fun. You can see it, it's, again, not focused. Now, I'm gonna sell those stickers, but I might also give them away. So you can make stickers, you can give them away, or you can sell them. That's totally up to you. The company that I use is Sticker Mule. You don't have to use them. You can use other companies, but you can go check them out. I'll put a link to them in the description. By the way, it doesn't have to be stickers. It could be patches, it could be pins, it could be keychains. I got keychains coming for a different project altogether. These things would just be fun to give them away or have them to sell if you want. Number 7, make more merch. This is not one of my mugs. Make a mug, make a shirt, make a pillow, make a baseball cap, there's so many different things. Go check out Printful. Go check out Printify. Go check out any print on demand. Go to Redbubble and you can see all the different things that you can use your stuff on. And whether it's use it for yourself just to say, hey, I want to scan it really large and turn it into a funky bedspread, you could do that. Make sure you scan at a really high resolution. Minimum 300 DPI, minimum about 5,000 pixels square. Just a hot tip. Number 8, remember the journal we talked about? Another option for print on demand that a lot of people don't consider is printing that book. Instead of just making it a journal for you, turn that journal into something for everybody. You can make that all, you scan it all in, type it all in, create a book yourself using an app like Affinity Publisher. You can use Adobe InDesign. You can use a variety of different apps to do it, or you can have somebody help you make it. And you go and you get that printed through a service like Lulu.com or Amazon's KDP, which is, it used to be their Create Space, but now it's KDP, which is Kindle Direct Publishing. Years ago, I did a 100-day challenge, which is kind of like Inktober, but it's longer. And I did this book. I did this all with KDP. It's 100 days of drawing, and I did them all, scanned them all in, and put them all in, and it's for sale. You can go to Amazon right now. You can buy this book. Number 9, sell the originals. If you're getting a bunch of people saying, oh my God, I love that one so much, put it up for sale. Start an Etsy shop, start your own website. You can do a Shopify, you can do Wix. If you don't have any of these things already, you can easily get that down. You could even do a trades through Venmo or whatever. You sell it to somebody, say, hey, send me this much money and I'll put this in the mail to you right away. That's simple. Sell the originals so that, now you're just like, hey, I'm making some money. Let's get this business started. But ho, don't sell it just yet. Because number 10, scan that sucker in and then turn those into prints and sell them everywhere to the world. That might be a little bit of an extreme example, but you could take that art that you have, you could make those into print-on-demand prints or get a limited amount of prints made for yourself and sell them as limited editions. That way you have the original that somebody can buy, and then you can make the prints all you want. Or, and this one takes a little bit of bravery, number 11, sell them as digital downloads. Scan them in at a certain resolution, clean them up, and then sell them to people so that they can print them themselves, or they can use them in their art, or they can turn them into a card or something for themselves to print on demand. You can have different licenses like a personal use, you can have a commercial use where people actually sell it, you can have an extended license where it's like bigger thing and go wider and stuff. I can do my research of this video. I ran across this lady named Chris, and she goes, like her moniker online is Pretty Little Lines, and she probably sells on Etsy and other places. places, but she has this web shop where you can buy digital stuff. Now, it's not my personal style, but I can totally appreciate why some people dig her stuff. She basically sells digital downloads of all of her stuff, and you can buy single things or you can buy whole big old packages. I'll link to her in the description as well. She understands that there's a certain contingent of people, likely on Etsy or other places, and she sells her illustrations to these people so they can use them, again, for personal use, commercial use, or whatever. And she has different licenses. Perfect opportunity for anybody who wanted to do the same thing. Now I'm talking about you. You could sell your work digitally, you could sell your work as prints, and you could sell the originals. That's 3 ways to repurpose your stuff. Here's the other thing about the digital downloads. She draws a bunny and draws a giraffe and draws a person and draws a tree and draws a plant, and she takes all those and she can put them together in different places in many different ways. She can take all the holidays and separate. She can have the Easter bunny and the Santa Claus and the leprechaun from St. Patrick's Day and the 4th of July fireworks, and she can have them all as a holiday pack, or she can make a bunch of different stuff that's just related to one particular holiday or whatever. And I'm going deep on this because there's a really big opportunity, because here's the thing. We're in the middle of a pandemic and a lot of people are staying home. A lot of people are looking to get crafts done for themselves, for friends, for whatever, build their own creative career, and they need help. And so maybe your illustrations could be the thing to help them. By creating that and selling that to them as a digital product, you might be able to jumpstart their career and maybe your own. Number 12, use all of this as a jumping off point for your future creative career. This could be an opportunity for you to share your stuff on YouTube, on Twitch, on Instagram more. Keep going with what you've learned. Take what you've learned and grow. There's something very empowering when somebody, even a complete amateur, jumps on and says to the world, look, I enjoyed this journey. I'm going to keep on this journey. You should come follow along with me and inspire other people to do the same. This could be a critical moment for you. You're already in the process of making on a regular basis. You don't necessarily need to fit yourself into the prompts that Inktober has you in. You can make whatever you want. But if you're already going to be making things every single day, why not share that journey with the world in a variety of different ways? We already talked about the blogging. We already talked about the journaling. You could put all of that stuff online like that. You could start a podcast about it. You could start a YouTube channel about it, to a Twitch channel, do TikToks every day about your work. Everything here is an opportunity for you to grow your awareness so that you can become something bigger. And that applies to every single person who's watching this right now. Whether you're an amateur, professional, you have an opportunity right now to do more with that stuff that you've been dealing with all October. And now here we are in November, coming up on December. People want to buy your stuff. Get yourself out there, start putting some stuff up for sale somewhere, and then talk about it and talk about it and talk about it and talk about it like I am talking about it with you right now. I don't know why I'm being so staccato and dramatic. So that's basically it, folks. That is just a few ideas of the things that you can do with the Inktober stuff. And I hope you do some of that, even if it's just a matter of, like I said, just put it in a box, put it up there, and come back and check on it next year. I do hope that if you did Inktober, that it brought something out in you, and you continue to create, you continue to use that creativity. You may not be an illustrator, you may actually do some sort of crafts, handcrafts, or do something completely different. I have some friends who are more abstract artists, and they were really intimidated by the idea of doing any kind of illustration. They stuck it out, things were good, they ended up with something they were proud of, at least proud enough that they are willing to say, I would probably do this again. And I hope you do it again next year, and I hope you do reflect back on all of this, but there's a long time between this past October and next October. So stay focused, do the work, keep making stuff every single day. Doesn't matter if you finish or not, just always make something. Keep the momentum going and make sure that you're happy with it, at least in the sense that you're enjoying the process. Take what you've learned through this last October and apply it to whatever else you is doing, and keep making something. Turn that into your next cottage industry if you want, or just keep making stuff for friends and family. Whatever it is, keep doing it, because I guarantee you the creative expression, no matter how you decide to express it, that creative expression is going to make you a better human being. That's it, folks. I'm going to get out, but before I do that, I just want to say thank you very much. I appreciate you. I know you have a lot of things you could be watching here on YouTube. I watch a lot of things on YouTube, and so your time is it's precious, and you could be spending it with somebody else and you're here, so thank you very much. Do me a favor, I want you to go down in the comments and I want you to tell me what was your Inktober journey, or if you didn't do it, why do you think you may want to do it next time? Or what would you focus on next time? How would you change things? What would you do different? And while you're going down there, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so, and then hit that bell so you never miss a thing. If you really enjoyed this and you feel like somebody else you know would enjoy it too, please share it with your homies. In case you missed it, I'm Dave Connery, and all of the things about me you can find in the description down below. So come say hi wherever you feel best about saying hi. Thanks very much, guys. I appreciate you. Remember, be good today, be even better tomorrow. See you.